Hey, how's it going, everybody? Here, Daniel with Thriving Solutions, and today we're gonna take a look at our most recent update and some of the new things we want to do on this site. Um, so we are creating a knowledge article submit page. In this knowledge article, um, in our initial testing, we noticed a few things are missing. But to really show you our last update, we were able to create a webhook that will give us a new number based on this latest number, increasing it by 1. Okay, so on submit, it looks up at the most current record and it takes that number and it adds 1. So right now, the biggest issue that could happen is, but let's see, we can actually create a new one now. Check this out. So if we go here, we're going to do add number. So we're not going to put any number in there. Boom, it created our number. See that? So we're going to create a short description. How to set up live streaming using Prism Live. Okay, so this is going to be a how-to. So let's do the same. So we don't have a date here. We don't have a version. So versioning is going to be similar to this, as in we can perhaps have a rule or a hook that on update, right? On submit, on update. So actually, let's do it on update, not even on submit. On submit, we'll assume that's already 1, but we'll go ahead and do on update because we know they're gonna update it. And on the first update, it's gonna be 1, right? On after it is published, that's gonna be a version, okay? And then if it ever goes from publish to review, then that's gonna trigger our next number, okay? And once it becomes published again, then it will finish that number, okay? So I think it's gonna work like this. Okay, so it's gonna be like version 1 on update. Now, I created some of these. I haven't updated them yet. So on submit, maybe we can just have version 1, or we can have a default number here, right? Let's just have a default number. That'd be what? 0.01. Every time you save it, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like, well. So if we have a default number, right? Let's put version 01. It could be that, right? Let's see. Can you do it from here? Default value. So we got this is the text that will automatically appear for each new item added. Okay. So if we do 0.1, all right, and then we're gonna do 0.1, okay, 0.1. So our function should have some, this doesn't have, because I know, 0.1 already. boom, and a new number. Okay. So those are two things that are happening because this is just a default value for this field, and this is some function here. Okay. So on update, because every time we mess with this too, like it's an update. So if I do this, that's an update, right? If I change a field here, it's an update on this record. Okay, so that's an update. See, so we don't want this going like every time we like. If we go in here and start updating stuff, it'll be like every time, right? So maybe there should be a rule. Oh, but like that's what I was gonna say. This doesn't have like a record watcher. So a record watcher is something that will watch records and it will detect change, like an on-change event, and then you can say from this state to that state. So that's like a record watcher, which is triggered by a business rule on update of a field on this table, right? Or a particular field on this table. So record watchers can do that. Because a hook can behave as a record watcher, but it has to do with changing. Yeah, because you need like a business rule to do these versioning. That's handled by a business rule that will do that. It's going to check the states and all that. So, because the reasoning or the logic is basically if the state changes to publish or from or to, right? So it needs to know before and after. So like a before update, right? Before update. Oh, so like in a before update, actually you see before it changes it on the server, what it was and what it could be. Oh, is that what you unburdened by what it was, right? So yeah, definitely a hook is like a business rule. It's a before. So see, webhooks are business rules on Wix. So we really have that functionality embedded here. Okay. Now, how many business rules are we going to create? But since this is kind of like experimental, why not? Why not? So I can go and look at it. Let's attempt it here. So I am going to close this and we are going to open our data. This is our data business rule place. So for each records, yeah, it says knowledge is the table and then before insert. Okay. So, and then you can import. So this is how we're getting our number. See? This is our function. So it's doing that query and it gives us the number. And it's doing some regex, takes that last record, latest record. So the thing I was saying was if you create these records out of order, or like if you mess up this last one, see, check it out. So if we mess up this last record, let's see what happens, because I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna kind of like so we can go into the function and kind of give it like default values, or we can make it look at the second one, right? Because here we have number 8. So if I go and mess with this one here, if I put this one number 7, see, you can do that here. Now, when you load these dynamic pages, then it's gonna pick one of the two, probably the earliest one, I think, or depending how you have it sorted. Now, let's see what happens. Oh, messed them up. So how can you make this still be the right one? Well, you can just change it. If you create a new one, it's back to normal, okay? But how can it not go back to this number again, right? Because if I do this, then I'm gonna get the same number here again, right? So first of all, I think we need to enforce like uniqueness here, or we can just make this count up regardless. It just keeps counting up. It just knows, like, instead of having this attached to here, maybe it's in a different database somewhere where it's saving it, and it just has these default values. Oh, like I think that how they do it is they have a record somewhere, and you determine how it starts, right? And then maybe it has like another record there that this thing goes and kind of keeps counting up, right? So, because this one is just looking at, it's querying that record and going back, right? So, but that was probably gonna make us create a new table with some settings, or we can create like, so what they have is have a collection, right? So we create a collection, we call this config, right? So I'm gonna do sysconfig. So multiple items. So everything's like a configuration item. You got a title. You have description. Oops, text. You have default value. Okay, you got default value, current value, new value. So you can go a few different ways here. So my thinking is we have, you name it, give a description. This could be a default value, initial value, and then we got like the new value per se, or result. You can call it different things. Answer, default value, new value. So I'm gonna go with current value, new value, answer, result. Could be any of those. So I'm thinking about that number, right? So we got prefix, latest value. So if that latest value gets corrupted, what happens? Because the default value is not the last value, the new value, latest value, prefix. I think this will work. So I'm just gonna put this here. And we'll do like table, right? So let's do table. Or collection. Okay, all right. Okay, this kind of makes sense. Maybe I'm thinking about like more general use, but this is, let's say we have multiple numbers like that, so this will kind of fit for all those, and then you can still use it for other type of default configuration values. So I think this will work. So what I'm gonna do is, let's create a new one. Let's make this one knowledge auto number, or knowledge number. Let's do auto number. Set default and increase reach and record. So what this is going to do is going to completely remove the previous records from the equation, and we're just going to deal with our system configuration. And maybe this is better, a little bit more secured. If we are messing with the numbers, it's still going to count up. Okay, so it's knowledge. So we got KB. Now we're going to do default value. And then we leave that one blank. I mean, you can maybe, it depends, it could be anything. So however you choose to use this is how I'm choosing to use it. All right, so now, knowing that, we're gonna modify our code, okay? So here, we're gonna keep this one. We're gonna copy our function, okay? So this was a pretty good function. Oops. And we actually didn't need to use this package that we downloaded, but we did use some of the code, or some, like, that idea basically, because it was just take that number and multiply, just add one basically, yeah. So it's really specific to that one. So I just want to kind of generalize it a little bit better. So we are going to just separate the numbers, and we're gonna do it a little bit differently, so we don't have to. All right, so I'm gonna use some of the code or structure. So All right, so we're still gonna query. We don't even have to query. We can just do a get. Okay, so we're gonna get that particular record. Are we plugging in sysids? So we can do a query because we'll just use the name of it, right? So we're gonna query the sysconfig. And we don't need to sort it. Equals, so we got, what was it, title? So we got title, and this title was knowledge auto number. Okay. So let's make this shorter. We're gonna do KB number. Simplify that. Okay, and then we want to get the prefix and default value and latest value. Okay. So we got title. So here we get the record, right? So we're getting our record. I could have got get and put that sysID in there, but we're getting our record, so we know which one it is. You know, it's easy to identify this way in the code. sysID is kind of harder to see. So we're getting our results. So now we need to get, what do we need to get? Nothing. We need to get our prefix. Too difficult. So we got our prefix, and then we're gonna get our this is kind of like a lot of code here, right? Let's see. And we got our default. What the heck's going on here? All right, this is already not fun. So I think what I'm gonna do is we are not gonna call this default. What's wrong with this? Can't what? Redeclare block scope variable, okay. Redeclare. Oh. Oh, okay, this thing was crazy. All right. And then we have this marvelous code right here, which we are going to go away with because we're not gonna need it right now. I mean, it's clear. Okay, let's see. Yes, we don't have to match. We don't have to do none of this stuff. All right, so it wasn't that bad. All right. Oh, nice. Look at that. Boom. If I run it again, same number. Okay. If I run it again, same number. Why? Why? Oh, because we're not updating anything. Okay, so now So since I'm in the background here, I'm gonna do okay, so we're gonna update. Let's see what else. What else we gotta do here? Items. So that's KB number. Okay, and then we can do the options. Which we don't have. Okay, do we have anything here for nothing for that? Okay, let's skip the options for now. Okay, actually, we want to keep this one a number. Okay, let's do this let number. So number equals +1. Can you do that? And then here we do number here. Get rid of this. Okay, and then here we go back to our number. And then we update. And then we return the next number. Great. Okay. This could probably be refactored a little bit. Could be explained. But I think it's self-explanatory. So we're getting our prefix, we're getting our default number, we're getting our latest value. So if we don't have latest value, we use default number. We take that number, we add 1. Let's go together. Plus equal. Is it plus equal? Can you do that? I always forget which one is it. Because that one kind of like put it separate. So I think this is the one. Plus equal is the one. And then we are creating this next number with the prefix and the number to string. Okay, so we're gonna so since that's a prefix, so if we do this, maybe this is gonna take that number, put it to string first, and then add it to the prefix. Is that how that works? That's making this a number. I mean a letter. I mean letters. And then we are updating our number over here I mean, this could happen right after this. Okay, and then we're returning this as a number. We're updating our system with the correct thing. So we'll call this one record. We'll call this one result. We can console. If you do log result. All right, let's test it out. So here it was the same number. Here we are getting, okay, same number the first time. All right, so we got our latest value. Okay, we got our whole record here. It's a KB number. And now if we run this again, we get the same number. Okay. What happened? So we do have a latest value, but it's adding the one at the end. Okay. So it's treating it like if it was text. Oh, look at that. See, it's text. Okay. So, that's right. So actually, so it's a collection issue here. Okay. So let's see, because we want this to be a number. Found bug number 2. Okay. So our default number is text. So we can like convert it, or we can make this a number. What do you want to do? So actually, because this is the default value of text, and then this one has to be also number. Prefix. So let's do this. Let's eradicate this. So we'll leave it text, because it could be different things, right? So text is more flexible because number can only be a number. But we're gonna go ahead and do it here when we get our numbers here. Okay, so we'll do number. How is it? So number goes at the beginning like this. Right? So now we're converting it to a number. As long as it's text here, it should be a number. Now we can put our number plus 1, and then our number, we convert it back to a string. We save it back in there. Okay, I think that was the easiest way to handle this. All right, so let's clear this out. So we got our number. Okay, so now, so it did kind of work, but now our number got rid of the 0, see? So I think this other function can help us with that. Oh, with the padded number, huh? Padded numbers. So now, see, now I wish I can use this function here, because now this is handling all of our pad starts. Format the number back to 6 digits with leading zeros. Okay, so maybe this is the only thing I gotta do. Oh, this is to create the number again. Okay, let's see. Match to 1. Oh, so this is the match. And then the digits, 6 or 7 digits. So this is taking as the whole, then it's doing, so parse and converts a string into an integer and increments by 1. So maybe we can just use this, and then we can use these two. Let's see. So for our code, let's see. All right, so here's where we're getting our number. Okay. So if we do, so we got number. All right, I guess we don't need this. Okay, so if we do this one, okay, so here we're adding 1. So we got a new number. So we're taking this number to string, pad 6, leading zeros to string. Now we don't need to do this. We're gonna erase all that, and then we just do a new number. So it's still gonna save our number. Let's see. Let's save our new number. Let's see what that does. New number. Which is gonna be a string, right? With all the zeros. Okay. And that's gonna be our next number, which is the full number here. Okay. Because we don't have to like separate it. The numbers are separated already. So let's see what this looks like now. All right, look at that. Okay, perfecto. So this is always gonna increment. This is gonna increment now, okay? So, that's good. Now, so this is called on next number. So now we can go into our data. On next number. So now we're gonna do on next number. And that's it. Now, let's go ahead and save this. So now if we go to our data set, now we're at 1010, but over here we were earlier than that. So let's go ahead and delete all of these. Let's delete that. And then we're gonna create a new one. Okay, 106. Create a new one. 107. All right, so now we're caught up. So our next one should be 108. And if I mess with this, it's gonna keep counting up. But let's go ahead and try this, because now it's not dependent on this last one, see? Boom. a lot better function using a system collection. So we can define different values and call up to those values and get behavior like that. Okay. And all we needed to do was create a few updates to this other existing code that was using our record. But if your records, if you feel that they're not going to be as reliable, a solution like this using a system control or system configuration that you get to define on a private, collection where only administrators can access or everybody else doesn't know exists, right? So you can define a lot of system configurations that way and use our Wix data to update values that you can call on different places, right? It's kind of like the secrets, but no need to be a secret. It's good to have the configuration table. So that's one solution that we can use using system configuration that will automatically create our record files. Okay. In our next update, we want to get the user. So for that next one, we're going to use our Wix user API. So stay tuned for that. All right. Until next time, this is Daniel here signing off. Hope you liked this video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and until the next one. See you, and God bless you.